The agendas
Let's talk
in this
about it.
world.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk
Because I
about
was even having a conversation with my boy, yeah, and it's deep. It's a deep combo. We're bantering, but when you actually deep it, it's deep. Because for example, yeah, like my boy said, yeah, that he wouldn't want to be with someone that doesn't have a father in their life. And when he said that, I was like, "Raw, that's deep." And then when he explained it, because he must have said, for example, yeah, because this agenda that's been pushed out about women being independent and feminism, right? And for me, I'm for women like doing well in life, but at the same time, yeah, and also on top, whilst they're trying to do this, push women to be independent, they're trying to make like the image of a male less, or they're trying to demasculate or
emasculate men. Yeah.
And to me, it's like it goes to the agenda. And personally, this is how I feel. But I feel like they're trying to push this single parent household. And I remember Zizi saying one thing, yeah, that it was so simple, but it was facts. Is that human beings, yeah, you know we're not, and you kind of mentioned something similar, that the way we were made, yeah, we're not obviously whatever you believe in, but for me, and I believe in
we're
this
meant to reproduce.
Yeah, that, but we weren't built to be alone.
Yeah.
We were built to be together.
Bible says, yeah.
Whether it's the Bible, religion, I just feel like in society, like, and this agenda of pushing independent women, you don't need a man, F this guy, F this, like, and it's like online, especially because there's so many beautiful families out there, black, white, Asian, Chinese, Latinos, lovely families. But then what we're being fed in society is death and, for example, single parent households, poverty, all these depressing things, and it's like on top of that, music, for example, promotes women to do certain things, men to be calling women bitches as well, because it's not just women as well, men, and we're probably all like responsible or culprit for this.
Okay.
But at the same time, to me, it's like this agenda of, because back to what I was saying about my boy, about how he thinks that like he wouldn't be with someone that doesn't have a father. I was like, it's deep, because when you think about it, unfortunately, and he mentioned this as well, you can kind of see the effects of it that it has on a woman, in terms of how they are, in terms of their process of thinking, in terms of how, like, for example, you may find, like, you know, the term daddy issues, for example, and about how this, like, the way girls move when they don't have a father in their life or that male figure in their life, and it's like, he was like, he doesn't want that to deal with, because then he's gonna be the one that has to deal with the repercussions of that, and he was like, he'd rather not, if he's being honest, and he'd want a woman that has like a father in her life that's proper, like, involved in her life, and it's like, when I heard that from him, I was like, that put things into perspective for me, because it was like, I hear that, you know, and he said that for guys, obviously, that come from a single parent household, he said it's slightly different, because sometimes a guy, like, he broke it down like this, and it was so sick. When you think about it, a guy's first love, yeah, is their mother, right? Because you come out of your mother. So the first woman that you love,
yeah. I thought you meant the first girl he loves is like his mum.
No. But we're just talking about love in general. So you know, we've got different types of love, but the first love in general is from your mother, because that's the woman that produced you.
Yeah.
When you think about a female, it's basically her father. When you think about of the opposite gender, the first person that they're gonna proper, like, of course, gravitate
psychology in that, penis envy, Oedipus complex, man knows all that. Yeah.
So when that's how he said it to me, whereby it's like, when they don't have that, their whole life and their whole perspective of life, it kind of like changes the shape of it, because they've lost that foundation. Because to me, that's like love. Love is, to me, like the greatest emotion in this world.
Love is a beautiful thing. Yeah.
Honestly, and to me, it's like when, for example, a guy that, or say when a girl doesn't have a father in her life, unfortunately, there's going to be side effects.
Okay.
So as I said, there's a lot that I mentioned there.
No. I get it. So okay, so we can't deny the fact that not having a parent, whether it's mum or dad, will influence the child's life or how they grow up, right?
Yeah.
But why, as I've grown up and I've realised such blanket statements can't be used, is because I've seen people from two-parent households F up so badly.
Yeah. That's what I said to him.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Which is completely right.
Yeah, if we're keeping it all back.
Yeah.
Secondly, I've also said that there's a resilience that some people build where they're actually stronger, wise, and smart because they don't have that person because they have to make up for it. So, if we're being honest. So I don't feel like that should be a characteristic, because then we start blaming people for how they are when it's kind of it's not their fault that their father or mother aren't there.
Of course.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Of course.
So I feel like I get what your boy's saying, I get what you're trying to say, but I feel like one, that's so naive and it's just so like unfair to put that on someone, because it's like, yeah, of course I'm like this, but I didn't want to be like this.
Of course.
If I had a choice, I would want to be in a two-parent household.
Of course.
Do you know what I'm saying? No, like, let's just keep it a buck, innit? So I do get it, but at the same time, I feel like that's why when I said in this society, one thing we're too quick is to judge people instead of understanding people. Like, there's certain times as I've grown up and I've looked back. I've looked back on certain things and I'm like, I didn't treat them well because I'm only looking at them through the lens of how I've been or of what I know. But if I take a step back, and I hate this phrase when I'm like, put yourself in their shoes, because you can never do that. But I'm like, let me actually understand why they are, why the way they are.
Yeah.
And you understand that the way some people approach things makes sense. Yeah. So like, for instance, me as a Nigerian, in an African household, I have been taught like... I've been taught in a way where the way we say certain things is very blunt, or it might be quite harsh or maybe sarcastic. So whereas, like I said in previous episodes, I can talk without talking. So we talk in very non-verbal ways. Do you know what I'm saying? Where my mom could give me a look and I know to pattern up or to laugh. But to other people, it's like when you're quiet, they think you're being rude or you're being nonchalant. Do you get what I'm saying? But it's like, no, I've just been brought up like that. Whereas other people, to communicate, they need to express themselves. Whereas you may think this person is chatting bears. But no, let's be real. But
bare emotional.
Bare emotional. But I'm like, but that's the way they were brought up. Do you get what I'm saying? So there's more than different one ways of causations or factors, or like there's more instances, or there's just influences of how they've been brought up in it. So I feel like you choosing a girl to date and that suckers up, maybe, bro, because I mean, you can have a two-parent household where your two-parent household is effed.
Oh no. And obviously, I get where he was coming from, but at the same time, I was saying like, there was some parts of it I disagree with.
Yeah.
Of course. But in my head, it's like, I hear him. Because obviously, with every agenda, there's obviously going to be people that, of course, like, disapprove it. And
there'll be people that fall into the category and people that are anomalies,
But in my head, it's like, I feel like, unfortunately, there's going to be, like you said, there's going to be more people, I feel like, that will fit into the category that don't. And of course, we may know people that don't. I know people that don't. Like, for example, me, myself, for example. People talk about guys not having father figures, them going out of control. For example, being lost in the streets, this, that, and the other. I don't have a father figure. Or I don't have my father at home. But at the same time, I haven't had that for half my life. But that I didn't really affect it that much.
So it probably made you a better man. You probably say.
Exactly.
You have to step up early. You know what I'm saying?
So that's. But back to the agendas, I feel like, and how I mentioned that, I feel like this agenda of pushing people. Of course, we want people to do well and people to strive more in life. But this agenda to be pushing this one independent. When we're built for us to be together and
to be honest, I do agree. So I was reading my Bible today before I came. So I was doing my Bible study and I was reading Proverbs 30 to be exact. Not to make this a long sermon thing, but one thing this chapter was talking about was where this prophet was actually prophesying, which is what happens now, saying there'll be generations to come where people rely on greed, self-sufficiency, self-importance. And I was just like, wow, because God was revealing to me how that's the society we're in right now.
It says it all.
And then it said that this is so bad because you see it where it's like, it comes from it comes from children disobeying their parents. It comes from people not listening. Or come from, and I'm just like, bro, he's spitting and it's what's happening. And people have said it where it's like there's less teachers, but I'm like, bro, why would you want to be a teacher these days? Where teachers have it so hard because one, parents aren't parenting. Secondly, if you disobey your parents at home, what is the teacher going to be able to say to children themselves? You know what I'm saying?
But at the same time, like as you said, Some people fall into categories, some don't. And some people that I knew people that feared their parents.
Feared.
But then when they went to school, they'll be chatting worse to the teacher.
Chatting worse. But that's because that's the only place they get freedom. Do you know what I'm saying? So same way you see why certain people, I don't want to say girls, but men and bro, there's people that rebrand in uni. We've said this many times. Like, bro, in ends, you're a
everyone needs a
Nick. You're a Randall in ends, bro. In ends, you're a Randall. But then you want to go,
you're El
in uni, you're Spinelli, bro.
You're El Chapo. You're Hush Puppy. You're
so,
the biggest fraud.
You get what it is? So it's like for me, and I was reading my Bible, like that's why I've always said like it starts from us. Even the last episode about again, RIP to that guy that got killed in Leeds or wherever he was. Sorry, but it's like the change got to start from ourselves, where we're like, okay, we got to look at each other, we got to self-evaluate ourselves. Yeah, if everyone in the world was the same character we give out in the world, would the world be a better place? And I always ask that to people.
It wouldn't.
It wouldn't. No, even me now, it's like I'm a very good person, but there's some flaws I have that it's like if the rest of the world had my flaws, we'd be pissed, bro.
Imagine. Think of a world everyone like you. Imagine a world with 6 billion
Shout out
Stevens.
Sam Henshaw. He said if everyone was like me, would there be a place I'd like to be? Bro, Bear Stevens, I wouldn't know myself.
This world would be. Imagine if think of a world being full of you.
Bare sarcasm, hella unseriousness. It'll be funny though.
No, it'll be funny for sure.
It'll be funny
for sure.
After a while, you'd be like, why is this guy like this? Like,
wait, let me think. What would the world be like me?
A world full of Benz. Nothing will get done because everyone will be like,
nothing will get done. Everything will get done. But then the only thing is that just that everyone will be like a world full of me's.
No emotion, no feelings, bro.
No. There'll be feelings, yeah, but everyone will be like, what am I getting out of this?
Yeah, charge it to the game as well.
Everyone will be like, listen, I need a fee for this.
You need a fee for this, bro. Like, no, that's why I said, like, man, them deeper. Like, what are you bringing to this?